I kind of developed this, or I don't developed it. I like my salmon medium. Okay, so when I had a restaurant, I wanted to do salmon steaks. Well, to do a salmon steak is cutting it this way. Well, normally when you cook a salmon steak, to get it well done, or to get the bones out here, you cook it and you stick your kitchen fork in it, and then you pull, which will take take these bones out, the rib bones and pin bones all out at once. The only issue with that is the only way that'll happen is if the fish is cooked all the way. Thus, I couldn't have my medium salmon. So I came up with a way, how am I going to be able to achieve that along with still having a steak and cooking it medium. So I kind of was playing around, and so what I ended up doing was, this is if you're asking something for Christmas, pair of scissors, okay? These are nice because they come apart and they're easily cleaned, okay? And they're meant to. They're not broke. These also have, these are kind of nice. They have a can opener, a little prier, and then something there with a little cramp. These are kind of nice. So what I've done, what I do is at first I start to remove some of the pieces I don't need. So I'll take this fin off here. Okay. And I'll take this off here. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this. If I were I'm going to cut this because we can do several different things with it. Okay. If I were just strictly cutting steaks, I would take it right back here behind this fin and go straight down. Okay. But then we're going to lose all this meat here. Okay. This meat here costs the same amount as the meat that you're going to serve. So you're wasting profit. You're throwing your money in the wastebasket. So what I do is I'll come here to remove the head and go this way, as far into this as possible. Now this is have you ever heard of the collar? This is the salmon collar right here, where you would remove this, and that's called the collar. That is servable, okay? So, and then you'll flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, and then you're just going to break it off. Now see, here's your collar. Okay, so we can take this here like this, and then come in here. And then we can remove the collar. Okay, now I fried this. It's just really, really great meat inside here. So this is called the salmon collar, kind of like the collar of your shirt, okay, or your jacket. So that is edible product, okay? So no waste. Again, this all costs the same amount of money. Actually, it even costs more, because if you feel what your yield is by taking your fish, weighing this up, so you start out with probably 8 or 9 pounds, and if say $1 a pound for easy math, so it's $9, and you lose half of it, now it becomes $2 a pound. Does that make sense? Because you have waste. So now we've reserved the collars. There's another appetizer, another dish, okay? And then you've pretty much got everything out of the head that you can. Here's your spine, and then these bones run all the way across, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is do what's called a butterfly technique. Have you seen, mainly the fish that you get butterflied would be like trout or lake perch, because it's open and it looks like a butterfly, okay? So, also, this is not glued to the table. It does move around, so whatever you're comfortable with, make sure you move it around. I move my food around a lot, so I want to get the best yield. You've got your rib bones here. Your waist comes out here, okay? Your pin bones will stop right here, so you'll know right here at the end, that's all the further your pin bones go. So what I do here is I take this and just clip it. We're just going to continue, and I'm not going down very deep. I don't want to cut. I'm just cutting, removing the rib from the spine, okay? And I'll show you several different things you can get out of this. Another thing that I like so about this is that we can get several different cuts, where if you just did fillets, you can't get steaks, okay? So then, and if you listen, you can hear and feel the pin bones getting cut. Now, Chef was telling you how that chef took that out of there. I have no absolute, unless he went from this side and the belly was still connected, is the only way I could think that they could pull it and still remove the pin bones, because the pin bones are connected to the spine. So if you were to go this way, I just don't know how in the world they would ever do it without taking out the pin bones. But that may be a new project for me, so. Also, use the tip of your knife, okay? You don't want to go gouge it. And also, I'm going right up against the bone. I want this fish bone to look like a cartoon. Okay, that's my goal, is to be able to pull this up and no edible product should be left on the bone, because that's yield, which then turns into profit, okay? I also just take it little by little on each side, because I found if you take it all the way down on one side, it's hard to get the other side. So then I'll just take nice and easy. My knife resting up against the bone. And then I'll come on this side. Now gravity kind of takes over. As you can see, it's starting to spread open, okay? Nice smooth strokes. A chef, when I was in culinary school, said a knife is not a saw. So we don't want that sawing motion, okay? And now you're stuck with that saying for the rest of your life. And then also I push. I'm pushing it open, okay? So I can see. This is like Grey's Anatomy. I'm operating on this fish, okay?